What's up? Brad Aiden Johnson here with an email reply, and this email is long, so long I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna put it in the description there. Feel free to have a read of it if you want to know what I'm replying to. It's a great email, thank you for it. It's actually an email which is a reply to a video that I did for a reply to a previous email. So as we move down this chain, you email, I video. This is how we converse, I guess, in 2013. It's the future! Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, your problem is you are suffering from mid-range flip-flopping syndrome. That's a real thing. That's a real condition. It's that's the technical name. It's when you don't really do enough of anything to really get results from it. Now, when you started bulking, you went up to certain calories. You were like, oh, this is not happening fast enough, which was impatient. That's all it was. It was impatient. I don't know what you expected, but it was probably just impatient. You went up to higher calories, and the calories were so high that you started putting on fat, which is gonna happen on a bulk. That's kind of the point. And then you were like, oh no, wait, hold on, I'm getting too fat, I don't want this, let me cut. And then you cut for a little bit, and then now you're like, oh no, what should I do? I wanna do this, back and forth. You're in this mid-range. Now, because you haven't given enough attention to either way, you've not seen results in any, you started bulking, which means you put on fat along with any muscle you would have gained. You haven't been doing it long enough to really gain any muscle. Gaining muscle takes a long time. I mean, this is when you see people that are being yoked up and big, they've been doing like 14, 15, 30 years. I mean, like, my friend was telling me the other day about his dad was saying he pushes 100 kilo bench for reps, and it was like, how long has he been training for? It was like, oh, he's probably been training since he was like 18. He's like 50 years old now, man. That's how long it takes to be able to get strong. You know, there are ways to speed it up and keep into a good form, and knowing your stuff will improve that speed, but nothing's going to improve it past just hard work and consistency. Anyway, you need to pick one and stick to it. Let's say, as I always say to people, let's cut first. In cutting, because of the fact that you essentially are really a beginner, you are gonna, yeah, from what I can tell, you're a beginner. I think so. If you're not, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna talk to you like a beginner. I'm assuming anyone sends me an email is a beginner. Yeah. Because you're a beginner, you still got new gains to make in terms of muscle mass. So if you're on an intelligent cut where you're cutting and not just like shedding weight, a rate of knots, you're gonna put on muscle anyway, and you're gonna get leaner, and you will just look bigger. And my first 2 months of cutting, all I got from people was saying, in fact, I got a bunch of people saying, you're getting too big, maybe you should stop now, I think you've gone too far. Go bigger. You'll look bigger as you cut because you will be gaining muscle, and your skin will be shredding down to the muscles, make them look bigger and better. So go on a cut, use the calorie calculator, as I'm sure I told you, if not, it's here. You could also use the Excel, which is not available yet, but it's coming soon to a download spot near you. The Excel is looking great, by the way. I've got people alpha testing it at the moment. I'm feeling very positive about that. Yes, keep doing that, and go for consistency. Now, you need to stop looking at yourself in the mirror and letting this get involved in your stuff and letting what people say and all these stuff you need to find a thing to center on and focus on. Don't look in the mirror, take photos. For one, photos don't lie. Secondly, track your weight and use your weight as a gauge. If you're trying to cut, you should be aiming for 1 to 2 pounds of fat loss per week. Try and get to the calorie range that allows for that to happen, and let that just happen, and let it happen for 3 months. 4 months, in fact. 4 months. After 4 months, you will have experienced sufficient time cutting to understand it and see what it's done to your body and get out of that mid-range. At that point, if you've been cutting correctly for 4 months, you will be lean. If you follow my system, I don't care how fat you are. I don't care how fat you are. If you follow my system for cutting and you follow it strictly to the letter and you do it all the things correctly as I go over, for 4 months, you will be lean. You will look fantastic. Not just fantastic compared to how you were before, just straight fantastic. It's just how it works. So do that for 4 months, then come back to me, and by that time you'll be lean. Then you can decide whether you're lean enough, you want to keep going further. Chances are you probably will. But if you're not lean enough, if you are lean enough, you can start a bulk, a controlled, clean bulk with patience. Aiming to gain, 1 pound every 2 weeks, 1 pound a month, slow gains that will come and just recomposition your body, make you look better, as opposed to going loopy and just putting on a whole bunch of fat. It's easy to put on fat, it's hard to put on muscle. It's easy to burn fat too. Either way, hopefully that's been some help. Another thing that I wanted to give to you, I had a look at your routine, and it's quite a good routine, but because it's quite good and could be better, I'm gonna point you to Ice Cream Fitness. His routine is very similar to yours, but better. So why not just do his one? That's the way I see it. So check that routine out, do it. And when we're talking about consistency, we're talking about check back with me update me and tell me how you feel, but we're not gonna change what you're doing for 4 months. You're gonna follow my cutting system, you're gonna follow his training system, you're not gonna miss any training sessions, you're not gonna have any diet slip-ups. You can do that for 4 months. In that time, get back to me, tell me how you feel. I think I've hit up every single point. You did say, I just want to lean the beep out and then start again. I hear that. I'm doing the exact same thing myself, man. Let's go on the journey together. We'll meet back in June and we'll see where we are, okay? brandonandjohnson@gmail.com. If you have any queries or suggestions or anything, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and of course subscribe. Peace.